Bitcoin is insanely chopping around and crushing altcoins like crazy. They are bleeding out as there is no tomorrow. And that is definitely we have something that we need to talk about with the upcoming ETF approval. I have again some news and updates with proof, of course, what's also happening in that regard. So you should definitely don't miss out on this episode. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates, even on a Saturday. And now let me show you what I found here. First of all, let's start off with Bitcoin, with the 1 hourly chart. So here, what I'm seeing here right now is something that I absolutely don't like. We were going down here for the last 3 hours massively. So now this running hour is the first time where we finally got a small bounce here back to the upside. Here, I still want to see the Monday high to be reclaimed to see further continuation to the upside. Most likely going to happen here, potentially before the ETF approval, is that we going to get a retest of the Monday high. And if we are not reclaiming at this retest, we will go lower to potentially 42,700, 42,300 to the weekly open here. So that is the most likely scenario what's going to happen here with Bitcoin in the imminent short term, because we have here seen a deviation. Also, all this whole part here was a deviation out of the normal trading range. I'm going to show you in a second the real trading range that we are in right now with Bitcoin. And with this last deviation, we saw multiple retests of claiming that level and failed. And normally what happens when we get a deviation, we go the opposite direction to the downside. So now, hear me out. I'm not saying that I flip now bearish, you know, especially when the ETF is around the corner, but we can get here psy-opt really quickly. With a fake move to the downside, ETF news comes out and we skyrocket back to the upside. So I would not surprised to see something like that, to say the least. When we are going here to this 4 hourly chart, you see that we are hanging on by a thread here on the EMA ribbon. We retested actually the bottom of it and got then bought back up above the point of control where we are literally sitting on right now. If we are losing that, if we would lose that in the next 4 minutes, I don't know, are we slightly above it or not? I think we are slightly beneath it. So Bitcoin needs to make another $20 push. Okay, now it's a $15 push in the next 4 minutes above the point of control for not losing it on a 4 hourly time frame. So I don't want to see that, unless the next 4 hourly candle is coming straight back up and settling above it. So the next 4 hours are really important what's going to happen here with Bitcoin in the short term, because if we lose the point of control, we are definitely going to retest 43,200, potentially then already go to 42,700, $500, $300 in the short term. Now when it comes to the real trading range, I'm going to remove here everything. Actually here, this one is better. So get me everything back here. That is the real trading range. So now, why is the $42,000 level so important, and why are we most likely going to revisit this level? For this, I have to go a little bit further back, then you're going to understand why that level is so important. For this, I take the Fibonacci extension from top to bottom. Oh, I think I have to do it the other way around. So here, the 0.5, half of the range, that is a macro level, $42,300. There you see it. So now if I go back to the price action, look at this. This is sitting in the middle. And that is the reason why $42,300 could be revisited again, because it's a macro level, to retest it. And from there we go back up. If we're losing it, we go all the way down to 40,300. And then we have to see if we can reclaim that level. If we are not reclaiming it, then this is a bearish retest, and we might go lower to the next macro level here at $36,000. If we reclaim that on the retest, or it's holding, let me put it this way. If this holds here on the initial breakdown again, and we go back up here to 44,600, we will go higher, no question. But if we are failing here and we go lower, then we're going to get a retest here, and the retest fails, then we go sub $40,000 really quick. guys. So be aware of that. So this is right now, these 3 levels are the most important levels that you have to watch in crypto right now. The small $44,200 level from all these candle body closes to the top side. This has to stay like that. So these levels have to be broken. Once $44,200 is broken, Bitcoin will get sent higher. Here on the liquidation levels, not really a lot has changed. Here's only chop going on. We are still in that ascending triangle, but we're starting to lose also here the support box that was prior resistance. It looks like that it is still resistance unless we keep pushing here higher right now, and maybe retest the top of it again today. Here is something in regards of the ETF news that I wanted to share with you guys. I had posted that earlier on my Twitter account and said you better load up at these cheap prices while you still can, because it seems like that the ETF approval is already cemented right now. And let me show you why that is. Here you see on Monday, all the applicants have their last chance to send the S-1S form that has to be filed by Monday 8 a.m. So what I think what the applicants are doing right now, they're running like crazy in their office to file this form so that they can send it in before Monday and get on Tuesday or Wednesday the approval for a launch on Thursday or Friday. So from where is this info coming? So for once here, Nate Garachi was reposting here Eric Balancunas, what he wrote. So, and he said, yeah, it's basically done. Latest I'm hearing from multiple sources, the final S1S is due on 8 a.m. on Monday morning, as the SEC is trying to line everything up for a launch on January 11th. That said, I still want to hear it from the SEC to call it official, of course. So, but there is now, with the final document that has to be filed, more or less an unofficial approval hanging in the air right now. So, and you can also read here, the SEC sought what 3 issuers described as minor changes. Some asset managers are expecting to amend their filing to disclose fees or identities of the market makers for their ETFs. Those updates are due by 8 a.m. again on Monday and could become public that day, sources familiar with the process said. Bloomberg previously reported that SEC commissioners are expected to vote on the 19B-4 rule changes next week. A source at one of those issuers told Reuters that vote is likely to take place on Wednesday. That means on Wednesday, they are taking the vote to approve now all the ETFs, or if they actually are not doing it. But like I said, now we were never that close to an approval. It makes no sense to not approve right now, especially with all the meetings that the SEC had and so on, and so on. We talked about this a lot here already on the channel, so I don't want to get any deeper into that. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin, if you are looking for a long position right now, I would be really careful. I'm personally just scalping. I'm not trading a lot, just so you guys know. If you would to take a long position, you can either do this from $44,300. If we get a 1 hourly close above that level, you take a long from $43,200 and leave money on the side to dollar cost average lower. If we get, for example, to $42,300, so in that range, there would place some limit orders for some potential long opportunities, and otherwise, you market buy above $44,200 if you close a 1 hourly candle above that. The structure overall has not changed, guys. The structure is still bullish. It's still an uptrend. Nothing has changed there. But we should be really careful with the ETF approval. It could be a huge FU candle first. Then we are pumping. And then we are nuking again, and then we continue to go up. We see this all the time with FOMC meetings, so we should be definitely really, really careful here. But guys, don't forget, if you want to trade and you actually don't want to set up your own trades because we are in a really shaky market, then go to CoinW or to FAIRDESK. There you can copy trade me right now. I recommend CoinW if you don't want KYC and don't want to use a VPN, then this is the platform to go. If you don't care about KYC and you want the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000, and copy trade me, then go to FAIRDESK. And if you don't care about copy trading, and then go to BYBIT. There you still get $30,000 absolutely for free, and a debit card if you're eligible for your country. Just use the links here in the pinned comment below and in the description of this video. So now let's talk about altcoins, because they are getting absolutely hammered today. It's crazy. So I don't even want to look at my altcoins right now because it's so bad. So you see here, everything across the board is in red, besides some coins here like Lido, Sui, Act, Leo, OKB. These are the only performers today. Also, if I go here to an hourly, there things look a little bit better, but also here Zycas, Act, Sui, Near, Astra. There we see some life signs, but over the day, between today and yesterday, you see a lot of these coins have actually suffered quite a lot. So when we are looking at the dominance, there we find the reason for that. Dominance is pumping like crazy while the Bitcoin price is chopping around. And that is one of the two scenarios that is the worst for altcoins out there. So because there's another scenario, Bitcoin is going down and the dominance is pumping. That's the first bad scenario. And the second worst is what we are seeing now. Bitcoin is chopping and the dominance is going up. So now the good thing is this is the 8th consecutive day that the dominance is going up. So we should get here a relief rally to the downside for altcoins by tomorrow or after tomorrow when the dominance is dropping. So what we don't want is that the Bitcoin price goes down and the dominance goes down too. That's also a scenario that's really bad for altcoins. So what I would like to see, either Bitcoin starts pumping and the dominance goes down at the same time, or the dominance or Bitcoin continues to chop around sideways and people get bored with Bitcoin and pushing the dominance down again under 53%. If that, for some weird reason, we start going sideways here at the dominance, then with the ETF announcement, I expect to push it into 54, potentially even 57% once we are starting the pump for Bitcoin on the dominance. And from there we roll over and then we get the real altcoin season that we are waiting for, because the real altcoin season has not happened yet. Regardless of what coins are pumping right now and how much they pumped already, guys, this is not the real altcoin season yet. I have to disappoint you. It's not there yet. It's coming later, but it's coming. But it's a good moment to position yourself. So if you're looking for altcoins to load up right now, it is a good moment to load up a little bit. So you just have to go to your own list and look here at the worst performers right now. For example, here, Arbitrum. I'm going to buy a big bag of Arbitrum today. And also Lido, I don't know. It's chopping around between $3 and $3.50. Here I might scalp trade this on leverage. But long term, I also definitely going to buy a small bag on LEO. I'm going to place some $3 limit orders. And also 1 inch was ripping. I think they went to 60, 70 cents here at some point. Yeah, like 55 cents more or less. Here, I also going to place some orders like at 38 cents. So that's not a crazy move. It's like 10%, 12%, a 12% move to the downside. So I'm going to definitely buy some altcoin bags and set some limit orders, and some I actually gonna start buying spot like Arbitrum. That's definitely one that I'm gonna buy spot. Guys, it was a really quick update today. I hope you enjoyed that one. Don't get crushed here in the meat grinder with the dominance ripping. Stay away from any altcoin longs, in my opinion, for the time being, unless you see here the dominance turning around and Bitcoin either going sideways or actually pushing to the upside. I'm going to update you again tomorrow, so definitely stick around here and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell, and I'm going to see you then in the next one.